We have officially hit the breaking point.
Okay, I am broke, so...
Americans are reaching their financial breaking point.
Donald Trump doesn't care about America's finances.
I just graduated college. I just got a job that I really fucking love. And I have a lot of savings. I was about to move out. And Donald Trump is like speed running how quickly he can get us into an economic depression.
Have you seen any way in which your life has gotten better during this second Trump presidency?
No, not at all.
Millions of Americans are reaching their breaking point right now. Rising bill, impossible rent, nonstop financial pressure are breaking people harder than ever. And this economy is keep getting worse.
I don't think it's just young Americans. I'm an immigrant. I've been working without any break in the recent 8 years. If I take a break and everything collapses. So I'm not a young American, but I feel the same. And I even don't consider myself middle class, maybe upper middle class, but people are struggling, I think. And what's the reason? I don't know. Also, I see this difference in the United States. It's two-party system. For example, in Turkey, yes, left-wing parties are not governing most of the time. They can't win the elections, but they create pressure on the government to come up with social policies. But in the United States, they don't get any votes, very less votes. So that can be a reason, one of the reasons that this wild capitalism is getting worse and worse. What do you think?
Is there any way in which your life has gotten better during this second Trump administration?
No. Not at all.
No, absolutely not. I have nothing.
I don't know how to answer that one.
Have you seen any way in which your life has gotten better during this second Trump presidency?
No, not at all. In any aspect, no.
Has it gotten worse?
Yeah, everything as far as economy, so much worse. Everything harder to pay for, and just, I would say like society too, a lot more tension than there was, a few years ago. But I feel like that's being, the flames are being fanned a little bit more by the administration.
Since President Trump has become president the second time in a second term, can you guys name one way in which your life has gotten better?
I don't know if this has affected me personally, but like overall, like economic things when it comes to like the actual government, I think has like been able to be a little bit more stabilized, but I don't know about like me personally.
I mean, I feel like I don't pay attention too much to all like the specifics of everything, but I think it hasn't gotten necessarily worse, so that's a good thing.
We have officially hit the breaking point. So now my question is, what do we do? The breaking point means that everything, as it's been getting more expensive, has now collectively gotten too expensive. So that it's not just people kind of getting behind on things. We're like from the point of no return where like there is no catching up anymore. Nobody can tell me I need to go work 80 hours a week doing something because I'm still getting now outpaced by the price of gas, electric, food. What are we supposed to do? Like this genuine human me to you, like what are we supposed to actually do? Because unfortunately right now, as most people are, they don't own anything. I don't own my car. I don't own the house I live in. I don't own these things. And so if I don't pay for them, I lose them. So if there's so many other people in the same spot, I'm just trying to see like the bigger picture, and I'm trying to like have like a conversation here because obviously like it's very clear that we're in a systematic collapse. But I think like it's what are we now going to do? Because there is no hyper individualism. I can't sit here and take any hyper individualistic advice to somehow turn my life around because it's not going to work. The world has now fallen apart so much, at least like the whole system we've lived in. So, I mean, what are we supposed to do? What are we going to do? And I'm just open to hear like all thoughts and whatever else, because like ultimately most people's boomer-ended advice is not going to help anybody, and that era is over. The idea of going and working for somebody else and saying that this now solves my day-to-day livelihood problems are well over. So
Donald Trump doesn't care about America's finances. When asked about how the war on Iran was affecting Americans and our finances, he basically said that as it pertains to this situation, he does not care about American finances. All he cares about is Iran not having nuclear weapons. Meanwhile, gas prices are up, groceries are up, travel is up, transportation is up, mortgage rates are up, all while wages are going down. I guess Walmart was right when they warned us about the economy based on the trends that they were noticing with spending within their customers and their not so usual customers being a larger portion of their customer base. The economy is a fool. What are we going to do?
I just got here. I just graduated college. I just got a job that I really fucking love. And I have a lot of savings. I was about to move out. And Donald Trump is like speed running how quickly he can get us into an economic depression. If this were 40 years ago, statistically, I would have been buying my first house right now. In 1985, like the average age of a first-time home buyer was 24, 25 years old. And now I have to worry about homes just becoming completely fucking unaffordable, more than they already are, because we're putting tariffs on Canada, where we import a lot of our lumber from. What do we think homes are made out of, huh? If you voted for Trump and you are still supporting him through all of this, get with the fucking program, because he is consistently sliding his dick down your throat, and not only are you thanking him.
It's so wild how surviving America has become a full-time job and not the one that pays. You wake up, check your account, and instantly feel anxiety instead of motivation. Rent is due, your car payment is pending, student loans are hunting you. And after all that is taken away from you, you probably have like $30 left for groceries, if you're lucky. Every basic human need is treated like a luxury. Food, water, shelter, healthcare. The system looks at us like we are the problem, like as if we just don't want it bad enough. But how do you grind harder when you're running on fumes? How do you save money when surviving literally costs everything you earn? This is not laziness. This is late stage burnout on a national level. And it's not that we're tired. We're tired of pretending that this is normal. Like nothing that is going on in this economy is normal.
It's actually unbearable how broke everyone is. Hear me out. I went ahead and got this juice and it's $2.59. Less than 5 years ago, it'd probably been like $1. Not to mention, every single city's rent is extremely high. What I mean by that is places where you used to pay like $750 a month for rent for a one-bedroom are easily going for $1,300, $1,400 a month, which doesn't add up, especially given the fact that no one has been getting a raise or the pay has not gone up from any company since then. On top of that, no one can even afford houses. Where I live in Las Vegas, a house averages about $300,000 to $400,000. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have that much money just sitting in my pocket. That's not including utilities, bills, food, water. There's all kinds of stuff that goes into it. And I was thinking, no one even has wills these days, right? People die. There's no wills. You know, back in the day when you'd see people in the movies and they would be holding up a will and the lawyer would be reading the family the will? That ain't happening no more because nobody has any money. Not to mention, on top of that, the government's trying to tax us on everything. Like gas, you're getting taxed. You want to breathe air, you're getting taxed. You want to drink some water? You're getting taxed. It's so crazy to think that our country's trillions of dollars in debt. And it's like, how? Because you're taking every single penny we got. Not to mention, not trying to get political, but there's a 25% tariff coming on other countries. So that's just going to make everything even more high. If I spend $78 at the grocery store, I only get like 4 things from my refrigerator.
Americans are reaching their financial breaking point, and the question now is, what's going to happen when no one can afford anything? Inflation is at 3.8%. The average car costs $50,000, and gas prices are between $4 and $6 around the country. We're in a tough spot. Things are really difficult right now for a lot of people. And what's worse is the people in charge don't care, and they don't seem to have any idea of what they're doing. We haven't repealed the tariffs, there's no plan to open the Strait of Hormuz, and the incoming Fed chair, Kevin Warsh, doesn't think inflation is even that bad. So what's going to happen when no one can afford anything? Probably a recession. There's going to be lower quality of life for more people. Fewer people will spend money. Stagflation will probably happen, maybe even a depression. I don't know. I can't predict the future, unfortunately. I wish I could. But here's what I'm doing right now. I'm saving cash, I am building community where I am, I'm learning new skills, and I'm fighting for systemic change. Because what we're all going through right now is not our fault for not being able to budget. And to make a real difference, we need systemic change.
If great means that I spend $35 on half a tank of gas, I don't want it. I spent $43 on a full tank of gas in December, and it is 4 months later, and I just spent $34 on half a tank at Sam's Club, at a place where I pay for lower gas prices. This is not Sam's Club slander. It's not Sam's Club's fault, although probably it is. Actually, they support, I'm sure. But we don't have a Costco, like, close enough that it makes sense for me to get a Costco membership. So, you know, the freaking machine. So they've, like, built this machine around us and made it to the point where, like, it's impossible to not use the machine, at least at times. But the use of the machine just further lines the pockets of the billionaires who created the machine to, like, eat us alive, you know? Just, like, if you haven't admitted yet that you were duped, that you were lied to, that we're not getting anything that y'all said we were gonna get, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, hold on. Let me pause my TV show. I have to say something. We all are aware that this economy is ridiculous. You cannot leave your house without, it seems like, becoming broke, okay? I am broke. So going to the grocery store to buy 4 items and spending $40, I'm over it. But I digress, okay? I went to Dairy Queen. It's Mother's Day, okay? I went and got a mani-pedi because I wanted to do something, okay? Got my nails done, got my toes done, but I'm not going to show you my feet for free. Anyway, my point is that I wanted a sweet treat, so I went to Dairy Queen. I rarely go to Dairy Queen because it's expensive. But expensive, back when I used to go, was like $5, okay? So I go to Dairy Queen and I got a Blizzard. I initially was not going to get a Blizzard, but I saw that they had a new Blizzard, which was cotton candy. I love cotton candy flavored things, so I was so excited. Got a Blizzard. I just got a small one because I was like, okay, don't need much, just want a little sweet treat. Small Blizzard. I pulled my Blizzard out, okay? Oh, I pull my Blizzard out, okay, to start eating it. And I take a bite and I'm thinking, wow, this is, I mean, it's delicious. It's so good. And then I remember how much I paid for this fucking thing. And immediately it ruined my fucking mood. And now I'm pissed off. Guess how much, okay? I'll wait. Guess how much that small... Okay, let me show you the size again, okay? Here's it compared to my face. Guess how much this costs. Oh, wait. I know, she wants it. $7.50 for a small Blizzard. That is the most absurd, fucking insane, stupid shit. Oh. That's the most insane fucking thing I've ever heard. $7.50 for a small Blizzard. I'm unwell. I'm over it. Like, I'm never gonna buy a house. I'm never gonna be rich. I can't.
Man, this is how I know the economy is bad right now. I just made $34 in 8 hours on DoorDash today. $34. I ain't never made that. I ain't never did this on DoorDash. Man, having a job is the best thing you can have, man, because it's guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? It might be mundane, but man, you ain't got to depend on tearing your car up, none of that, and you getting the same guaranteed check every Friday. Like, man, $34 in 8 hours, man. And y'all thought I was playing when I said TikTok is the new DoorDash. Crazy, man. Oh yeah, that video finna come up too. That's finna be my next video. Y'all finna see exactly how much money I made. Y'all finna see what 19 cents got me on TikTok. But man, DoorDash, y'all ought to be ashamed of y'allself, man. $34 in 8 hours, and I'm a platinum member. Crazy.
If you feel like you're struggling to pay bills, you're struggling to buy groceries, you're struggling to pay for gasoline, you are not alone. This economy right now is one of the worst it has been in a very long time. They said the average American is spending $300 more than they did at this point last year. They're spending $450 more than they did 2 years ago, and they're spending $650 more than they did 3 years ago. The price of gas, the average price of gasoline right now is $4.70, which is the highest it's been since 2022. The inflation reports, which is the producer price levels, came back at 6% higher than it was a year ago. It came up back at 3.3%, which means that it's going to fall down to the consumers later. So if you feel like you are struggling, you are not the only one. Prices are getting so much more expensive. Inflation is rising, gas prices are rising, but how much money that you are making, earnings are not rising at all. That is staying stagnant. Home prices are rising. Everything is worse right now. So if you are struggling, you are not alone.
I wish people cared before their lives were impacted, because so many people just don't care because they're not impacted yet, or they think they'll never be impacted. And it's just like, it's so infuriating to me, because it's just like certain things, it's inevitable. Like, we will all be impacted unless you are the 1% in this country. But yeah, I wish people cared before their lives are impacted. Being impacted should not, it shouldn't get your attention just because you're impacted. I wish we did not live in such a selfish society.
I'm just trying to survive at this point. I just spent $80 on gas. The housing market is crashing, the economy's crashing, everything's fucking crashing. We're at war currently. Like, why? We become so divided as people over the stupidest things, and we can't even connect with each other over, like, something as simple as, we don't like people who grate people. Like, what? This is like the worst time to be alive as a younger person. I mean, like, genuinely, how am I supposed to have a family and live my life? At this point, it's like, what am I living for? What's my purpose? Because I really don't know. I wanted a family. I wanted to be able to buy a house. And no matter how much effort I put in, it's going to be like fucking impossible.
America is collapsing before our very eyes. Restaurants are closing their doors for good in my city at a record pace. They're blaming it on a slow season, but I think it's something else. You can't tell me the amount of abandoned strip malls that I drive by on a daily basis is normal. I know you've seen it too. All these places just get replaced with the capybara cafe de jour or a flower store to placate the masses, if you know what I mean. There used to be 24-hour diners, family-owned restaurants, even bookstores, I don't know, third spaces. Now, nothing. Luxury apartments that sit vacant forever. Grocery stores that have been closed for 10 years. So much wasted space in empty parking lots until some TikTok trend comes, opens for 6 months, and then that closes too. I know I'm not alone in this, but yet every single time I bring it up, I get all the bots in my comments telling me the economy's never been better. But I ask for who? Like 100 people at the top? So the billionaires are doing great. I don't care. People like you and me, we're struggling out here. All my friends live in vans. And if we are lucky enough to have apartments or houses, we're living behind locked doors and closed blinds because there's no community here anymore. Restaurants are just the beginning. They're the canary in the coal mine. Once they're gone, so are all of our meeting places, our birthday parties, our community, and third spaces. They're not just a place to buy food. They're a pulse of the neighborhood. And also, as a live singer, something hugely important to my job. I used to sing 5 nights a week. Now I'm lucky if I can find a Sunday night gig. So I'm just here to say, if this is what a booming economy sounds like, it must be the sound of doors slamming shut. And I don't know about you, but I'm making my exit plan. We're moving to Portugal soon, where they still have cafes and restaurants that people actually go to. If you find that interesting, stick around. Because I can tell you this is not normal. And don't let internet comments gaslight you into thinking it is.
Our economy is so bad right now that there are people who aren't getting paid enough. So because of the rising gas prices, they can't afford to get to work. Meanwhile, we now have our government requesting $200 billion. Let me repeat that. $200 billion to continue to fund a war that no one asked for. But people can't afford to get to work. We don't have universal health care. Rent prices are increasing. People can't afford to buy homes. They make education extremely unaffordable, or you take out loans that you will then pay for the rest of your life. I'm seeing people online who are shocked, appalled. I can't believe I voted for him. I can't believe... I'm going to use this moment right now, and it's not going to help anyone, but it's going to help me and probably some other people. We told you so. We told you so. While you were busy listening to podcasters and friends who have no idea what's going on, the rest of us told you so. Even Kamala Harris, as much as you all don't want to like her, told you so. He said he was going to better the economy. Where? Where? Show me the economic plan that he showed you. Because I was there. I was paying attention. Where? It didn't exist. It never existed. You were fooled.
Imagine how much fun America would have if it happened on like July 1st, July 2nd, just so we have enough time to prepare. Could you even imagine? All empires crumble at 250 years. America is turning 250. So like inevitably, I mean, our economy is currently, and it's getting worse. Like when I'm having a bad day, I just think about it, about the day, you know, the big, beautiful obituary, the day we've all been waiting for. I'm an atheist, but I'm going to start praying now.
Y'all want to know one real reason why America's crashing out like crazy right now? Mediocrity don't hit like it used to, baby. See, once upon a time in America, you could be real mid and still thrive. Mediocre effort, boom, you get a house, car, annual vacation, pension, hell, maybe even a boat. You could clock in, coast through the week, grill on Sundays, and still retire with dignity. But that era is dead and gone, baby. And instead of leveling up or adapting, they're mad, they're bitter, and they're not even blaming the billionaires. They blaming you. They have the audacity to blame me. They blaming immigrants, black people, queer folk, anyone they think is taking something that used to be theirs by default. See, they don't want equality. They want comfort. And when mediocrity no longer gets them that comfort, they start rewriting the rules to rig the game again. It ain't about fairness. It's about preserving the lie. The lie that being average should still be enough for them.
So I was right. I was so right. So a few months ago, I was like signaling how it's a little suspicious that there's so many stock buybacks, so many rich people selling stocks off, and then gold being at like an all-time high in terms of price. Not only that, but the cryptocurrency being at all-time highs. And then a few months later, like it went down, and then there were people in my comment section being like, "Yeah, you were wrong. Like, no, that's not happening." And now look at where we're at. It's worse than we were a few months ago. So yeah, we are in for some very, 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 very hard times. We are looking at levels of economic collapse that we haven't seen since 2008. So buckle up, people. We're all in this together.
The economy has to break at some point, and the stock market has to absolutely crash. Ground beef is at an all-time high pricing-wise. It's at $7 per pound. Ground beef. That's what the majority of Americans live on. So credit card debt is at an all-time high. Check. Ground beef's at an all-time high. Check. Insurance is at an all-time high. Check. Gas is too high. Check. When does it break?